Hey there everybody, Popontop here. Welcome back to more Skyrim Special Edition mods. Today's mod is just a slight little tiny change. You may not even see it on your screen right now, but it has to do with the weapons that you have currently in my hands. Just a steel sword and a steel dagger. It's pretty basic, but it applies to every weapon in the game. This is Leanwolf'S better shaped weapons. So what this does is it makes the weapons have a better shape. And you may be like, it'll look exactly the same to me. It's given the effect that instead of what Bethesda does, where they like to make the weapons look real thick and fat and kind of clunky and like, I don't know, maybe it was to compensate the original console edition's low resolution to make them thick like that. I'm not sure what the deal is, but swords are sharp, so they're thin, right? They're very thin, and this just takes a little bit of that girth off of all the weapons in the game. It makes them thin enough to where you can definitely feel like more like they're a sword rather than like you're swinging a club, even when you're swinging it's supposed to be a sharp object. And this applies to all weapons in the game, even DLC weapons. Well, I mean, also modded weapons. So if you have like a modded sword, like I have the Master Sword, which is from my typical time video, it's thinner. It's thinner than it normally is, and it's to compensate. It just literally takes every weapon in the game, even weapons that are added to the game, and at a baseline level, somehow, I'm not a modder myself, I just cover mods, but it makes it so they're thinner and they look more sword-like, and I really like that a lot. It does, like I said, it works for a lot of weapons. So we got some examples here. Like I got an Orcish greatsword here. It's thinner. Like I said, you may not even be able to notice very much. It'd have to be something side by side. Like the Orcish sword is pretty thick as it is anyway, right? Because it's just supposed to be thick, I think, right? It's supposed to be kind of brutal, but like a glass weapon is supposed to be super thin, right? And it looks way more thin. It looks sharp. You cut off all the unnecessary edge, and it looks like it's gonna just chop somebody right the fucking half. Because it's so goddamn sharp, right? These are the things that are supposed to be like that. And an ebony greatsword, right? It's just super sharp looking rather than... If you look at your game right now and you don't have this mod installed and you look at it, look at the motherfucking sword. And then look at this mod right here. Look at this. It's really hard to see maybe, but it just feels right? It feels like, goddamn, that's how swords are supposed to be. We can kind of examine it here a little bit. If we look at the weapon here, you can kind of see that it's thinner, right? I mean, you could do this with yourself compared to the base default, but it's thinner. So that allows it to have the appearance of sharpness, actual sharpness, where it looks like it's gonna fucking cut some shit. Alright? Like, that's the word I never told, no lie, alright? Like, it looks real nice. This elven sword here looks nice, right? Like, it looks like it's gonna chop some things, man. It just feels better because of that. The game just, it's a tiny little thing, but, like, your brain will notice it and pick up on it even if you don't see it. Like, cause I'm not when you play Skyrim, you're not walking around looking at your swords the entire time, but when you're swinging them around and shit, and you're just like, your brain will interpret their thinness and be like, fuck man, I'm carrying some really sharp swords, I'm cutting the fuck out of some people, man. I mean, I guess if the base game doesn't bother you, or maybe you think this is ugly or it doesn't change enough, don't download the mod. But I definitely think it makes enough subtle difference in my head to where I'm like, oh dude, this sword is sharp, not just like, oh, I have a video game sword in my hand. It's like, this is what a sword looks like. This is sharp. It's going to cut some things. So if you want your swords to look more like they're cut some things, obviously this applies to axes as well. Hammers are supposed to be thick and stuff, but you know, so on and so forth. Sharp weapons are sharp now. They appear sharp like they're supposed to. If you want your weapons to do that, you make sure to check out the link at the top of the description. There'll be a link to this mod on the Bethesda.net page. If you have enjoyed the video, I'd greatly appreciate if you will like rating down below. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe so you can check out more videos from me. And pretty much other than that, you guys have a good rest of your day or whatever it may be, and I'll see you in the next episode.